Rays won this week. What do you think it'll be like emotionally on Friday?
Emotionally, it won't be a problem. It'll be fun to see those guys, not only the players, but trainers, equipment staff, weight staff, all those guys that I was with for 10 years. Those are the guys you miss that you see day to day and that you don't get to talk to as much as you're used to. So it'll be fun to see them, and it's kind of enjoyable. That's a preseason game, so we can have some fun and get in and get out.
Some trash talk you think on the field for you, or are you more?
Probably not. If it is, it's gonna be all jokes. So they definitely, the guys know the type of guy I am, and I mean, there's nothing. There won't be any of that.
Are you much of a trash talker in general?
No.
Coach Gruden came back here. One of the things he said was like, God, there's still people on the support staff and stuff that I've known all these years. And you were at Green Bay 10 years. Are there a lot of those guys there too?
I think everyone but whoever came in as a new coaching staff. So, like I said, that'll be the cool thing. And, I mean, that's even the same thing when I go back to K-State. A lot of the same staff there. So those are the people that are there day in and day out that are grinding away and doing a lot of things for us behind the scenes that don't get any of the credit. So they're the ones that you enjoy talking to and catching up with.
How much at all have you talked to Aaron Rodgers since he's been there, and then what do you think it'll be like just seeing him on the other side?
I've talked to him a couple times, seen him a couple times. Obviously stayed in contact, but him and all the other guys will be good to see him pre-game and obviously post-game.
You spent so many years in a place that it changed. How long did it take you to feel like part of the Raiders, that it was natural that you were here as opposed to
Not as long as I thought it was going to be. I can't give you a day or two or whatever it is, but and I don't know if that's because of the whole changeover on the coaching staff too. I mean, there's a lot of new faces that came in at the same time, so that might have made it easier. But honestly, once we got into football, it felt natural, it felt normal, and just we got here on the practice field. It's football again.
How much having Edgar here help that process for you?
As one less person, I had to figure out who he was. So I've known him for 10 years or 11 now, and so obviously know what his expectations are and the way he coaches and the way he demands and what he demands from his receivers. So that was a big reason why.
The season starts 3 weeks from today. You guys are back here in Alameda. Your first practice here since June. What do you need to accomplish just personally just to get into a rhythm going into the season?
Same thing I've been accomplishing the last 2 weeks. Continue getting a chemistry with Derek. Continue to get in shape. Everything that you can slowly just build towards the season. Obviously, it's going to be here quick. This is a decently short week, and then we'll be into another one next week. So, but just building that chemistry and that work and continue to grow not only through these next couple of weeks, but throughout the whole season.
Jordy, just a quick question about one of the rules. The rules were usually set up to protect receivers, but now there's a rule that you could actually be penalized if you drop your head into somebody. Has that changed how you approach things at all?
No, because I don't think I naturally do that. So that's nothing I've worried about. Obviously, we'll see once live action comes, but nothing I've really given up too much thought for.
Players a little bit gray in terms of what is a penalty and what isn't a penalty these days?
I think everyone knows the answer to that one, as you've seen reactions over the last 2 weeks. And I don't know if it's just players confused or possibly officials as well. So it's one of those things that hopefully they're over the top these 4 preseason games and it'll dial down. But we understand it's for player safety, but there's a fine line that we gotta walk, I guess.
As Green Bay was so important to you, aside from the people there that many of them you'll see this week, anything that you miss the most just about that town? And
just the people, not only the ones with the football, with the Packers organization, but our friends that we had made out the field away from football, our neighbors and all that stuff. So again, I think that's what makes a community, that makes you enjoy a place that you've been in 10 years, or the people that you surround yourself with. And I mean, we're still in contact with them. We're still great friends, and we'll always be in contact with them. So, but yeah, I mean, you always miss people whenever you leave a place, no matter where you were.
John said he still wants to see a number 3 receiver emerge behind you and Amari. What have you seen just from the cluster of guys who are contending for that spot?
Some good, and probably just inconsistency, I guess. Because I don't want to say bad, but just the ups and downs, which is, I mean, honestly typical of training camp. Every year I've been a part of it. Guys come out of the blocks fast, and then slow down, or come out slow but then pick it up. You have the injuries that people have to deal with. So I think the main thing is just being consistent. Whoever it's going to be, that you can become reliable.
as a veteran voice, what's your role in that room just to work with those guys through those inconsistency stretches?
Yeah, just keep reminding them after practice or meetings or whatever, you know, you can't ride the roller coaster. for as much as we practice in training camp. You're gonna have good days, you're gonna have bad days, you're gonna have good routes, you're gonna have bad routes. You know, our defense, as people say, gets paid too, so they're gonna get you every once in a while. But you just gotta, you know, continue to, you know, watch yourself on film, improve off a good play, improve off a bad play, continue the grind, and make sure you leave it out on the field. Because at the end of the day, if you do that, it might not be the results you want, but you'll be you know, comfortable with it because you know what you took care of what you could control.
The system, Coach Gruden wants all receivers to know all the spots. You know, you're not just a slot guy, you're not just an outside guy. And I assume it was that way in Green Bay. And what kind of challenge is that for someone who maybe hasn't really done that before?
I think just as I learned the playbook, is always learned by the concepts of everything. Because like you said, you can easily get moved around based off formations, and you obviously don't ever know who might go down or who needs a rest or whatever. So as a young guy, to me, is always best in all positions, so you're ready to go. It gives you more opportunities to get on the field if you play 3 positions instead of just 1. But I think to me, learning it as a whole is an easier way to learn a playbook than learning just memorizing 1 position. So that's always how I've approached it, and most of the guys I've been around have approached it the same way.
Is there anybody in that receiver group that maybe you didn't know a lot about coming in that's kind of jumped out at you?
Yeah, everyone but Amari.
Is it tough, Jordy, at all to find your own way here as a new guy, but also be counted on as that veteran guy?
Absolutely, especially early on when, you know, it's hard for me to really teach much of the offense because I didn't know it. I was still learning it and still trying to figure out what the coaches wanted as a whole and how they wanted things ran certain ways or whatnot. So once I started feeling that out, now and through training camp, I've been able to, you know, have more conversation with guys and really get into the fine details on it of, you know, maybe some suggestions or ways to try different things to help them, you know, create more separation, which is what we're all trying to, you know, get at the end of the day.